Selamlar. Bugün Uruguay'dan Arnaldo bizimle. Kendisiyle 5 yıl önce Uruguay'da tanışmıştım. Kendisi şu an dünya turunda motosikletiyle bir KLR 650'si var.
Para porque estaba el libro
Okay. But it's pandemic time, so
okay, so it's okay.
It's a normal thing to have nearby. So it was a good accessory.
Yes.
Okay.
Should be
I will start again.
Should be obligatory.
Okay. Merhabalar. Bugün Uruguay'dan Arnaldo ile birlikteyiz. Kendisi 5 yıl önce beni kendi evinde ağırlamıştı. Yani şansa tam 5 yıl sonra kendisi Türkiye'ye geldi ve ben onu ağırlıyorum. Motosikletiyle dünya turuna biraz ara vermek zorunda kalmıştı pandemiden ötürü. Onları birazcık konuşacağız. Hem seyahatini konuşacağız hem de benim daha önceki canlı yayınlarda gezginlere, motosikletle gezenlere sorduğum sorular vardı. Onları soracağım. Bakalım ne cevaplar alacağız. Sizin de merak ettiklerinizi yorumlarda ben yanıt vermeye çalışırım. Abone olup destek olmayı unutmayalım. Şimdi başlayacak olursak tek tek başlayalım. Ben tabii tanıyorum, birçok şeyi de biliyorum ama biz biraz hem sohbet tadında konuşalım hem de birçok soruya cevap vereceğimizi düşünüyorum. Evet Arnaldo, ilk sorum şu. Ne zaman motosiklet kullanmaya başladın?
I started. Good night. Hola.
Hola.
Buenas noches. I started riding motorcycle when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Yes, a kid. I was going to the primary school with my brother, so my brother started. My brother's younger than me, so my dad bought a motorcycle for the cold days because used to live far from the school, so we used to go by bicycle, and on cold days were a little difficult, not difficult, but it was harder.
So you had a reason?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I was 9 years old.
Yes, you were really young.
And
education, everything is for education.
Yeah, of course. And I never stopped. But my love for motorcycles maybe began, of course, during the teenage, 15 years old. I started to feel something different for the motorcycle.
Okay.
I started to see it with different eyes. Because you're a teenager and the adrenaline and all those stuff bursts you. Yeah. And but I started to look different. I started to consume motorcycle magazines. It was the 90s.
Okay.
So there was a lot of motorcycle magazines.
How old are you? How old are you if you don't mind?
42.
Wow, he's 42. Okay.
First owner.
Okay.
And yes, and I started from when I was 15. I started to think about motorcycles and to say, okay, when I can, I will buy my own motorcycle and I would like to make trips because I started to read stories of travelers too.
Okay.
When I was maybe, I don't know, 17, 18. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Peki motosiklete bırakmanı sebep olacak bir şey oldu mu hiç o zamandan bu zamana?
I had an accident when I was 21. I had a big accident with a YBR. I was drunk, idiot. Wow. I was young and idiot. Yes, and but I was not driving. It was a friend of mine. He was driving, and we slept. We fell asleep. We went out of the road, and I hit really big, really hard, my head. I was in coma for hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I broke my head in 5 places, and leg here, and yes.
And how old were you?
21. Yes, I almost passed to the other side.
Okay.
Yes.
Come back.
Yes, I say so. People think that I maybe get a fear to the motorcycle, but not, because it's not the motorcycle the bad one. It was me because I was stupid. So, I started to treat the motorcycle with more respect, maybe, and to enjoy in a different way, or to focus on a different way.
Okay. İlk motosikletin neydi ve neden o motosikleti aldın?
The first motorcycle I bought by myself was the YBR. Because it was a new model already released, because it was released in Latin America previous than here. It was in the 2000, and then but previous I had 2-stroke bikes that they used to be from my dad. One was a Kawasaki GTO 110. It was a rocket. 2-stroke. It was a rocket. And previous that, Yamaha YB,
Okay.
YB50.
Okay.
4 gears, 2 strokes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Like the first one you bought was a YBR 125.
Yeah, maybe the Kawasaki.
Okay.
Yeah, after that, yes, the YBR. Then I had a Honda Falcon. This is the NX 400.
Yeah.
It's like an adventure, small
Yeah,
adventure
I
bike.
know it, I
And
know.
then the KLR.
Aslında tam da bunu soracaktım. Bugüne kadar kaç tane motorun oldu diyecektim. Sen de kısmen cevap verdin. Okay.
Oh no, sorry. I have another bike waiting for restoration. I have a British bike, a Triumph. Yeah, a Triumph 500 from the year 1952. Yeah, I bought it. That was a bike that I met when I was 17 years old, and I tried to buy. Of course, I had no money, so it was impossible. And like 16 years later, I found again that motorcycle and I bought it. And I just started to buy some parts, but of course it was difficult because I was already saving money for this trip. So I decided to keep it and just wait.
For the restoration?
Yes, for restoration.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you go back maybe?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And seni motosiklet kullanmaya iten veya motosikletle seyahat etmeye yönlendiren birileri oldu mu?
For riding, no, because I learned since I was a kid. I was riding. Maybe for traveling, because since I was a teenager, I was reading stories from travelers on motorcycle, and I always was fascinated about riding the world or different long distance places on the same vehicle by land.
Okay. You wanted overland traveling?
Yes. That amazed me. And yes, it's since I was a teenager, I hear about some big travelers like Scotto, for example, or Ted Simon, and try to get stories from them because books were not so easy to find.
Yeah.
I bought it later, of course. I read their books. And yes, I always was looking for stories of people, travelers and motorcycles, because I like motorcycles and I like travel, I like to explore, and it was a perfect combination.
Okay. Hiç motosiklet kullanma ile ilgili özel eğitim veya bir ders, bir profesyonelden bir ders aldın mı?
No. I just learned with my dad, maybe since I was a kid, and as everything, as cars, trucks, tractors, because I grew up in a farm. So it was easy to drive whatever.
Okay.
From horses to whatever.
Okay. Peki seyahat etmeyi başladıktan sonra neden seyahat aracı olarak motosikleti tercih ettin veya başka bir araç düşündün mü?
I don't know. I think I like the motorcycle as everything. I like the piece. I like the mechanic. I like the motorcycle as a piece of design, no, and. I like the feeling of getting into a place. For example, I travel alone, and the motorcycle, it's always can start a conversation with almost everybody because you're traveling alone and you're traveling motorcycle and everybody. Some people see you say, oh, you're traveling your own, and you can start a conversation just like that.
Yeah,
just from there.
Just because of motorcycle.
Yes, just because of that. So. Yeah. And I like that, and sometimes it should be good to have more facilities, more comfort, but it's okay for motorcycle. I like it. I like it.
Okay.
And I like the thing that if it's raining, you get wet. If it's hot, you get hot. So I like that. I like to feel the place where you are going through.
Motosikletle seyahat ederken yanına aldığın ve bunu da niye aldım ki dediğin böyle gereksiz bir şey oldu mu? Mesela şu an dünya turundasın, belki taşıdığın her şeyi kullanmışsındır ama daha kısa seyahatler için buna cevap verirsen sevinirim.
Well, on this trip there was, when I started this trip, I started with a grill for make asados. Yes. Okay. Yes, I made one special for putting the panniers. Okay. Like a small one with foldable, like it was like a puzzler, but it was like 3 months of traveling, and I didn't use it. I threw it because it was totally unnecessary. Because it's impossible. Okay, we love asado in Uruguay. We love to grill meat wherever we are, But traveling is a little difficult to go and find some good meat and go and prepare a fire, because for us it's a ritual in Uruguay to make an asado or grill, a barbecue. Yes,
That was it.
totally unnecessary. I know.
Böyle uzun bir seyahat yaparken, burada haritada var, rota planlamasını nasıl yapıyorsun? Çok mümkün mü? Çünkü bir sürü ülke geçiyorsun ve uzun süredir de yoldasın. Ben mesela bunun çok mümkün olduğunu düşünmüyorum. Sende durum nasıl?
Well, at the beginning, it's not. You cannot plan all the route, of course. But at the beginning, I put pins on the map on the places I want to see, that I want to know, and so I try to join the points. Is that when you travel from my country, for example, from Uruguay to Alaska, that was the first part of the trip. It was easy because I started in autumn. It was April on my country. It's autumn there. So I was going up, and I was going with the changing season, going up, going from south to north. It's different here when I am traveling just in the north hemisphere, because I will not go down.
No,
so
the seasons won't change.
Season won't change. Will change over me. I will not go with the season changing. Yeah. Will change over me. So yes, in the first part of the trip, I could plan better. So was okay. I knew, for example, that I had to reach Alaska on summer. So I started on autumn. Okay, obviously in that summer it was impossible. It was summer, should be summer on the North Hemisphere.
Motosikletle seyahat etmenin sence en zor yanı ne veya yaşadığın tecrübelerde neler vardı bizimle paylaşabileceğin?
For me, for example, is to find maybe some parts, because my motorcycle is not so universal. It's very popular in America, in South America, North America, but here it's not easy to find some parts, for example. So maybe that I have to be aware of that. I have to take care, be prevented. To prevent, I have to prevent. For example, if I will need a transmission kit, like a sprocket and chain, whatever, or some other parts that are not standard. For example, a oil filter I can find almost everywhere. The chain I can find almost everywhere, but not the sprocket, for example, are not compatible with other motorcycles. So that's the more difficult part, maybe for me with my bike. In other things, maybe getting visas in some places, and now because of the COVID situation, it's a little more difficult, because I had a problem, for example, trying to enter Romania and Bulgaria. They stopped me because your country is in a red list or something like that. You can't get into this country, so okay, go back. And I just moved to the following border I could enter, but it happens. And sometimes, for example, now it's some difficult to get visa for some countries. So I don't know if I will try to get the visas or not, continue going to East. So I will see.
Bu zamana kadar, yeni bir soru. Bu zamana kadar yolculuklarında en çok korktuğun an neydi? Öyle bir şey yaşadım, belki de yaşamamışsındır.
It didn't scare me really, but
okay.
Yeah, that's one. Okay. But I was in Peru. I get lost in Peru in the mountains.
Okay.
Yes. Because
northern Peru. Northern Peru.
Middle in the mountains, in the middle of Peru. Yes.
Okay. When you were going down from Cusco?
North. It was north.
After Cusco?
No, north. Okay. It was after Trujillo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
really
north. Yeah, it's north. After Trujillo, I started from Trujillo, and I was entering a little in the mountain because I wanted to see some north. I was heading Cajamarca, and my GPS, my cell phone, stopped working because of the heat.
Oh.
Yes, it was overheated.
Even on the mountains?
Huh?
Even on the mountains?
Yes. It was overheated, so it stopped working. I said, okay, I will continue reading the signs. Well, it seems that I missed some signs. And yes, I missed some roads and started going up in the mountain, and the road was going narrow. It was just a path. Well, the point is I got lost, and I looking for a place to camp, because the night was coming. There was a big fog, and there was nobody. Almost
Okay.
nobody. Just a
Oh my
few
God.
houses. I asked some neighbors where I can buy. Yeah, you can camp. Yeah, far there, far, go far, camp there.
Not here.
Yeah, not here, there. And there was up in the mountains, really up. And I was camping. I was making my dinner, and a car stopped and say, "What's happened?" No, I just get lost. I camped here. I asked for the ladies there in that house for camping here. They say it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't camp here.
Why?
It's not safe. Not safe. There's nobody. There's no animals. There's nobody. No, but let me. I will explain you. So the man went. I don't know where. He returned half an hour, 1 hour later. Say no, because here is a really dangerous zone. Because there's almost nobody here. The police never came here. So we have a group of people that goes around this place. They are the watchers of the place.
Okay.
And if they don't know you, and
Oh.
maybe they don't ask who are you or what are you doing here, and they are armed. Say,
Okay.
well, but I'm legal here. I have my papers, my passport. Can you? No. You don't understand. It's,
Okay.
because they're watchers. They don't care. They're
And then-
just okay.
What did you do?
And I say, okay, can you call them and say that it's okay? Do you know these people? Yes, I will try. So he called the boss of these people, and he explained it all. We are there, we're in that place. He's came from Uruguay. He got lost. He was going to Cajamarca, blah blah blah. And he said, no, it's not a good place for staying. So take him to your home and sleep there, and tomorrow he will continue. I said, okay, well, I picked up my tent, put it in this man's car. We went to his little shack, and okay, I spent the night there. I went to bed, and at 1 or 2 in the night,
Okay.
he knocked at my door. He said, "Hey, amigo, the people is here. The watcher are here. They want to talk with you because my motorcycle was outside. Of course, they saw the motorcycle, they saw the plate, and they want to talk with you. Okay, I'm going. Went there, and I introduced myself to all the people there.
Yeah.
And I started to, who are you? They asked me, who are you? What are you doing here? What's your job? Yes,
Okay.
what's your job? It was a really
Interview.
an interview, like a police interview, you
Yeah.
know. And but finally we finished as friends with these guys, but they were the watchers. And this man that was hosting me explained that in Peru in the 90s there was a big terrorism problem.
Okay.
So there was like a kind of revolution, but
Mhm.
not a revolution, it was terrorism in that time. So they used to go to that place and hide. So if you help people from the terrorism
Yeah.
and the police knows about it,
Okay.
you will have problems with police.
Okay.
So nobody wants to help, and the
Uh-huh.
police rarely goes there. And it's a place where times pass really slow.
Okay.
It was 30 years ago, but for the people, it still.
Wow.
So they have their groups of
Uh-huh.
watchers, and they go there.
Were they
around.
really armed?
Yes, they were.
Really?
They were. It was raining when they arrived, and
Oh,
talking
like a
to me.
movie scene.
Yeah, and it was raining with the ponchos, you know, with the hats like that. The water was falling
Oh my
down
God.
from the hats.
Oh my God.
Chewing coca. And
Yeah.
and yes, but
Wow.
after that I realized that it was dangerous.
Of course.
Of course it was dangerous. But at the moment for me it was just another
Yeah.
experience of the trip. Yes, so
You were lucky.
I think yes.
You were
because
lucky because that guy came and stopped and
that's it.
asked you a question.
That's it.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Yes. Yeah.
Son sorularından bir tanesi geliyor. Aslında bu verdiğin cevapta da var ama bunun gibi böyle bir anda beklemediğin yerden çıkan böyle şanslı tesadüflerin var mı? Hani ben hep anlatırım. Takip eden arkadaşlarımız da bilir. İşte beklemediğimiz bir yerde Rusya'da karşılaştığım bir kişinin sonra ben çadırımı kaybettikten sonra bana çadırını hediye etmesi gibi ya da ne bileyim gecenin bir yarısı Tokyo Camii'nde birisinin mandalina uzatırken ben 5 dakika önce domates yiyemedim diye yakınmam üzerine o bana mandalina diye uzattığı poşetten domates çıkması gibi böyle tatlı tesadüfler, tesadüf değil de karşılaşmalar var bence hayatta. Şimdi bunları sana da soracağım.
Well, I met people. For example, I met the same people in different parts of the planet.
Okay.
Yes, not only you, for example,
Yeah,
you.
it's been 5 years.
Yes, but for example, I hosted a guy from Italy in my house before I left, and then I met him again in Lima, Peru, and then I met him in Alaska.
Wow.
And now he hosted me in France.
Ah,
Yes.
in France.
In France, yeah, 2 months ago. Yeah,
Not in Italy.
he's from Italy. He's from Italy, and
He lives in France.
He lives in France, and as the second day of my trip in Brazil, I met a couple from Canada, and obviously they invite me. Okay, if you come to Calgary in Canada, stay with us, and I met them again in Canada. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
And another one was like, well, you know, I hosted bikers.
Yeah, many of them.
A lot of, and I hosted a couple from. He is from United States and she's from Poland, and I hosted them in 2007, 2008, and they were coming from Africa. They crossed it all from South America to North America, and now they live in Alaska. And when I went there, I stayed at their house. Like
Nice.
10 years, more
10
than 10 years later. So
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
and they have a family now. So yes, of course.
Many more people.
Yes. So coincidences of, I don't know if they're coincidences, but meeting people again after a long time. Oh yes, a lot. And big coincidences like other. I don't know. I don't think about it.
Like that one is like meeting them 10 years later.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Like now we meet after 5 years.
5
I
years.
thought this was a good one, but
Yes.
no, that one passed.
Yeah,
that is better.
Yes, and the other one guy was in Ecuador. He stayed at my house in 2006. 2006, and he hosted me. Yeah, in 2017.
Wow.
Hosted me. Yes.
Wow.
In Loja, Ecuador.
This is, I don't call these coincidences.
Okay.
These,
Yes.
These are like meetings,
Yes.
like meeting people,
Yes,
or
yes.
joining dots somewhere on the road.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You're right. Sorry.
No, I'm not right. That's
Yeah.
my thought.
No.
That's what I
Yes,
think.
maybe it's more like
The
that.
question was like coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences.
Okay.
Because everything happens for a reason, for me at least. Because
Well,
when
for
you touch
example,
people's lives, it comes back. The action creates the reaction sometimes.
Yes.
Later.
I don't think I think about it.
Okay.
Yes. It's I'm now thinking about one.
Please.
When I was in the United States, you know, there's a city in Minnesota called Montevideo.
Ah.
Yes.
Interesting.
The name as my capital.
Okay.
And I went there just because of that.
Okay.
It's like a brother cities, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was asking people, trying to find some people from Uruguay.
Yeah.
And I went to the something like a cultural house or something like that, and a girl says, "Oh yeah, there's a guy from Uruguay," and she called him, and he said, "Oh yeah, come to my house." I went to his house. We were drinking mate, of course, and speaking. Yes. And he gave me some. He said, "Where are you going?" "No, I'm going to New York." "Okay, I will give you some contacts from other people from Uruguay that lives there in New Jersey."
Okay.
And he gave me the contacts. I arrived there. I stayed with the people. There was a Uruguayan club, social club from there in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey. So I made friends there, and they helped me finding a job
in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
For how long?
For 6 months. Well, total was like 4 months, 5 months.
Still good.
Yes, really good. But
it started only because you wondered what is Montevideo.
Yes.
Why there's a place called Montevideo.
Yeah, I went there just looking for.
Wow. Nice.
Yes,
good one.
It was a good one. We made a lot of friends there, and they helped me with the job. They find me a job, and I was
super.
Yes, making.
Bu zamana kadar motorla gezdin. Bundan sonra da motorla gezmeye mi devam edeceksin, yoksa yeni bir araçla da seyahat etmeyi düşünüyor musun?
I think I will never leave the bike. I can travel in another stuff, in another thing, in another vehicle, whatever, but I don't think I can leave the bike, the motorcycle. The sensation, the feeling of the bike, I really love it. I really love the bikes. It's already part of my life. It's been part of my life all my life. I've been riding motorcycles. So yes, it's part of me. So
part of your education.
Yes, everything. Part of my culture, because my own culture. I was always related. I was always reading motorcycle travelers books. I like motorcycle races. Yeah, sometimes when I had girlfriends or whatever, we used to travel by car, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a different kind of trip.
It's a different, bike is different.
Yes, totally.
Really.
I can't say it's better or worse. Well, yeah, I can say, but I will not. But
for people who never rode a bike, it's better if you say it is different.
It's different.
It's different. It's totally different, because they wouldn't understand if it's good or not, because they don't know it. But for us, we can say it's much better,
of
right?
Course. We enjoy it different. We enjoy better. Yeah. We enjoy much more.
Yeah. Bir şey daha ben sorayım. Pandemi süreci, çünkü sen pandemiden önce de geziyordun. Sonra pandemide ara verdin ve sonra gezmeye devam ettin. İşler değişti mi? Sence insanların gezginlere bakış açısı değişti mi? Seyahat etmek zorlaştı mı? Yoksa her yer daha boş diye daha mı kolay? Bununla ilgili bir karşılaştırman varsa onu da alalım. Sonra videoyu sonlandıralım. Bir de videonun sonuna ben gezdiğim motoru da eklerim. Onun da videosunu çekerim. Motoru da birazcık tanıtırım. Onunla birlikte videoyu kapatırız arkadaşlar. İzlediğiniz için şimdiden teşekkürler. Abone olmayı lütfen unutmayınız.
At the borders, it's a little different. Yes, because yes, you have more controls depending on the country, of course. Yes, sometimes the people ask, "Why are you traveling?" Because we are in pandemic. What would I say? I don't know. Yes, because why not? But some places, as you said, yes, it's good. It's better because there's not so many people in tourist places. For example, there are not so crowded places, so it's better. I experienced it. For example, now last month I was in Rome, and yes, there was just a friend of mine say, okay, when I went to Rome, there was totally full crowded. It was almost impossible to walk, and he saw my video, and there was almost nobody. For me, it was a lot of people anyway, but he said, oh, there was almost nobody, and yeah, I think that is a little better, but I don't think the people look at the travelers with different like, oh, what are you doing? Because we are in pandemic, everybody has to take care. I have no experience of that.
Okay.
At least. Maybe the police can see you, look at you a little like, why? What are you doing?
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But nothing big. Nothing big.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Is that?
Okay. Thank you for being my guest and answering my questions.
Thank you.
Bu arada onun da YouTube kanalı var arkadaşlar. YouTube is
Arnaldo Hernandez or Una Ruta Por Dia. It's
for YouTube.
If you search Una Ruta Por Dia, it's
and then it's you.
Yes.
Una Ruta Por Dia veya Arnaldo Hernandez diye yazarsanız YouTube kanalına da bakabilirsiniz, ama tamamen İspanyolca olduğu için orada birazcık altyazılara ve kendi bilginize güvenmeniz lazım. Şimdi birazcık motorun videolarını da göstereyim. Artık gece geç saatler oldu. Biz de yatışa geçelim, dinlenmeye geçelim. Adamı yormayalım. Yolcu sonuçta tekrar yola gidecek. Tekrar teşekkürler. Have a nice trip from now on.
Thank you. And remember, if someday you go to South America, like him, for example, just call me, write me, whatever information you need, places for staying. I'm there for support. I have friends. I know people all over South America, so I'm there, or I'm here, or whatever. I will write for him.
Okay. Good to know. Thank
yes,
you.
Of course.
Thank you. Görüşmek üzere. Evet, motoru göstereceğim demiştim. Şimdi birazcık Kawasaki'nin KLR 650 modeline bakalım. Bizim Arnaldo'nun motoru. Biraz yıkadık, temizledik. Yanlarda tabii çantaları olacak. Şu an onlar yok. Sevilen, tutulan bir model. Bizim ülkemize gelmiyor. Yenisi gelecek mi onu bilmiyorum ama motorun şekli, şemali bu şekilde. 650 cc, 40 beygire yakın gücü var. Tabii bu eski modeller karbüratörlü. Böyle güzel bir makine aslında. Ben bu motoru ilk gördüğümde 5 sene önce tabii ki çok daha iyi durumdaydı. Şimdi binlerce kilometre sonra biraz yorulmuş
Bizimkisi de burada duruyor. Burada bayrak stikerleri var. Burada bir tane alet edevat koymak için bir yer yapmış kendine. KN filtresi kullanmış. Bu yıkayıp tekrar kullanabileceğiniz hava filtrelerinden kullanmış. Tabii ki yan çantalar için demirler var. Yıpranmış. Koltukta tabii ki bir yumuşatma var. Şey değişmiş. Buradaki arka süspansiyon değişmiş. Bir de ön camda bir yükseltme yapılmış. Bakalım kokpitte neler var. Burada da işte telefon tutacakları, işte GoPro aparatları falan var. Şuraya bir şarj yeri monte edilmiş. İşte eski usul Kawasaki'nin eski usul şeyleri, kilometreyi de gördük böylece, eski usul göstergeleri. Durum budur. Motorun yan çantaları var. 2 tane metal yan çantaları var. Arkadan görünüşü de bu şekilde. 2 adet yan çantası var. Bir tane büyükçe bir top case var burada. Ve bir tane de su geçirmez çanta var. Motorun üstünde. Evet, göstereceğim demiştim. Motoru da gösterdiğime göre videoyu sonlandıralım. 70.000 küsür kilometrelere gelmiş bir motor. Şimdi biraz yıkadık, temizledik. Biraz turlarız. Ben sürmem herhalde. Yola gidecek motor. Ellemem. Arnaldo da artık yola çıkacak. Yola çıkmadan son hazırlıklarını birlikte yaptık. Şimdilik bu kadar. Hadi görüşmek üzere.